Boom.
You're richtig fantastisch. It's time for a Football Manager playthrough. What's happening, boys, and welcome to a very different sort of video on the channel. A Football Manager 19 7-part mini-series that I hinted at a few weeks ago, saying that I was going to bring a new game to the channel for a 7-part mini-series. And it is a game that I've got to be honest with you. So one of the things I do in my off time is I watch YouTube videos of what footballers get up to on their off time. When they're on the planes and they're on their laptops, and whenever like one of their friends like pops up over the seat, many times they are in fact playing the game that we're going to be doing today, and that is Football Manager 19. Now, I have never played Football Manager before. It is a game that I've always wanted to get involved with, and really want to thank the guys over at Football Manager for sponsoring these, for sponsoring this video, as well as the 6 others that will be coming along. Now, if you guys are enjoying Football Manager, if you guys do want to play it alongside me, there's a link in the description below. Maybe you guys take over the squad that I'm going to be doing. It is going to be Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Those two, Bundesliga and Bundesliga 2, are fully licensed now in Football Manager for the first time, I believe, ever. So it is going to be an exciting little task. Quite opposite from FIFA. Way more in depth than FIFA could ever dream to be, or any football simulator game, whatever you want to call it. Football Manager is absolutely insane when it comes to depth. So we're gonna see how out of our depth we're gonna be when it comes to the nuances. But we are going to try and do our very best to take Bayer Leverkusen, at least perform better. I think we're able to. They're currently 13th on the table in real life. So hopefully we can finish better at the end of a full season with Bayer Leverkusen. They finished, I believe, fifth place last year, so a very impressive year to follow up on. Hopefully we are able to do some van damage. If you guys do enjoy the idea of a Football Manager 19 playthrough series, a 7-part series, smash that like button. Lets me know you guys are enjoying the vids. Let me know in the comments, for those of you guys that do play Football Manager, some things that you might recommend that I do when it comes to transfers. This epi is going to be dedicated and focused to studying our team and meeting the team, and seeing exactly what we have to work with our young, very talented Bayer Leverkusen side, featuring the likes of Leon Bailey. We got the Benders, as well as Kevin Voland, and a couple other youngsters as well. Obviously, Julian Brandt is a very promising young German player who showed some flashes at the World Cup. But anyway, boys, we've got Football Manager up here, as you guys can see, and it was probably the most... I didn't even know you could do this, but the first thing that Football Manager asked me to do was do a face scan, and this is the face scan that it did of me. This is better than the FIFA 13 face scan that I had when we used to be able to do that in for pro clubs, as well as our splash screen. So you know that I woke up like this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over to career, and we are going to go to the Bundesliga. Now, Stuttgart is my grandfather's team. It's the... It's a team that's very near and dear to my heart, so I am going to be wearing the Stuttgart. Very similar color scheme to Bayer Leverkusen. Obviously, Bayer Leverkusen a little bit different. Much bigger club, if you will, but Stuttgart supporters, some of the most fervent and some of the most passionate in all of Europe. So shout out Stuttgart. My grandfather used to work for the Mercedes factory there. Yeah, but we are going to be going with Bayer. We want someone a little bit more competitive. Stuttgart, a little too low in the table. Bayern, Dortmund, obviously way up there. We don't want it to be too easy. Although we're going to need all the help we can get, given that my mind sometimes goes a little crazy. But Bayer, I feel like, is a very nice middle ground. So we're going to go with a quick start here. We've selected Bayern. It's going to load. Now, again, if you guys are pros at Football Manager, if you guys have some tips when it comes to transfers or tactics or that sort of stuff, if you guys are very well-versed in Bayer Leverkusen's tactics and that sort of thing, maybe you guys give me some ideas. I'm already thinking about some players that we could scout. I'd love to be able to do something maybe where we get some talent from MLS. Maybe like an Almiron, or even a Josef Martinez would be kind of cool to scout from the MLS. Let's just watch my character as this screen loads. All right, boys, here we go. Zwenjel Zweback, 31 years old, born. So I was actually born in Zurich in real life, but I grew up in Munich in Germany. So we've got that. That's pretty realistic. We are going to use that profile. And then because this is going to be a one-season walkthrough, I think we're going to want the best Continental Pro license. And of course, we're going to harken back to my international playing days, my past playing experience. And then style, because it's a one-season playthrough, I think we're probably going to go... you want to know what? I want to go with motivator. I feel like I'm very much in that mold of like a Jurgen Klopp. So we're going to go as a motivator. We are going to confirm, and we're going to go forward. Would you like to start playing or add additional head coaches? Dude, I want to start playing, bro. Are you kidding me? All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and we are going to save Bayern 04. This will only take a few moments. Hints, hamstring, knee, and ligament injuries can affect a player's pace and acceleration, either in short-term or permanent basis. So as we guys can see here, it is loading right now, and my god, dude, honestly, I look like a combination of Baumgartlinger and Chad Kroger. The Bayern board have today confirmed the appointment of Zwenil Zweback as the new boss at Bayerina. Zweback enjoys a growing reputation within the soccer world, and it is hoped that this appointment will take Bayer onto bigger and better things. He replaces previous head coach, Heiko Herrlich. Okay, so Bayerina, interesting little fact. Bayer is one of the oldest industrial cities in all of Germany, but it also is one of the smallest populations. 160,000 is the population, and the Bayerina, formerly, what was it? It was called something else. It was called the Ulrich Haberland Stadion. Seats 40,000. So think about that. 160,000 population with a 30,000 seat. 30,000 seat stadium that I believe was renovated in 2009. Okay, so moving on. I'm not going to do the German accent for the entire thing. I would like to formally welcome you to Bayer. The board would like to assure you that you can rely on their full backing, and they're looking forward to working with you. In terms of your contract, you have been given a deal until June 2019. Okay, so we got a year worth $2,074,000 per year. So we're gonna be able to, Mom, I made it. All right, we're gonna be getting. I'm gonna get myself a Lambo. I'm gonna get the entire family a Lambo. General Manager Jonas Bolt is responsible for offloading players either permanently or on loan that you have placed on the unwanted or development lists. Staff members from the previous regime have been retained, but they will accept the mutual termination of their contracts should you wish to bring in your own coaching staff. Don't think I'm going to want to do that. In order to aid the transition, Rudi Völler, the club's general manager, German legend, and your assistant coach, Nico Schneck, would like to hold meetings with you regarding the club, its history, and the delegation of staff responsibilities. Attending just Schneck's meeting will signal your intention not to meet the board at this time. The board have delegated to various responsibilities around the club to what we believe to be your preferred setup. You are, however, welcome to change these at any time. So, sign young players for the first team, develop players using the club's youth system. Yep, I think that's pretty much in line with what we want to do. Induction schedule. On behalf of the coaching staff at Bayern, I would like to extend a warm welcome to the club. Prior to your appointment as head coach, the staff have been handling the majority of day-to-day business activity. Over the coming days and weeks, we will be in touch with introductory emails. So this is great, right? So, as you guys can see here, there's one scheduled for a week, there's one scheduled for, 6 days, 5 days, and they'll send normally. I can force send them right now, but I'd like them to sort of trickle in as they would do organically. So that's pretty cool. Induction tasks, responsible for which ones you prefer to delegate. Okay, so that's cool. As you progress through the game, and again, for those of you guys that play Football Manager, this might not seem like a brand new news, but for me, someone that is new to Football Manager, this is a very cool thing. So it's going to help guide and let me know what things do I want to do manually, what things do I want to do what things do I want to delegate to other players. Tactics express how you want your team to play. The key aspects of any tactic are outlined below, and there are numerous ways you can customize a tactic to your exact requirements. All right, so we're going to take the tactics induction right now. We have control possession, gegenpress, high intensity running, instant win back possession. I feel like we could go with a gegenpress. I think we're an evolved enough side with Bayer. We don't have to exactly rely on a 5 at the back or super defensive or counters type system. I think we can go with a system that scores. Wing play, obviously we've got the likes of Julian Brandt and Leon Bailey, fast wingers. Look to get quality crosses into the box, overloads the wide areas, dominate possession, relentless passing. Emphasis on moving the ball vertically rather than side to side. Instantly wing back possession. So we've got a lot of different choices here. Park the bus. Obviously, we don't have to go that far back. Let's go ahead. Bayern this season are actually, I believe, they're 4th in the Bundesliga in terms of possession. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go with the tiki-taka style, huh? Let's go with tiki-taka. We'll go ahead and choose our formation. We will go, maybe a Kevin Volland up here. We could even go with a Julian Brandt on the left side with Leon Bailey, and then we've got some midfielders that we can do some work with, and we've got some nice wing backs as well as a decent keeper. Bernd Leno obviously has gone to Arsenal, so we don't have him. But we are gonna go with let's go ahead and stick with the 4-1-4-1 DM wide. We're gonna confirm that. And then your creative tactic will become the primary training tactic. This will be your club's tactical identity and will aid your assistant in setting up weekly training schedules. You may also create 2 alternate tactics that will be trained for familiarity. So let's see. I've compiled a brief report on the club's recent signings and current obligations in the transfer market. Paulinho, you guys will know him as a four-star silver skiller in FIFA. He's got a three-star ability, value at 11.5 million, 1.75 per year until 2023. Let's see, we've got Lucas Hradecki. Obviously, we've got our keeper there. He's a incoming transfer. Thorsten Kirschbaum, Mitchell Wieser, obviously a fullback. Thielen, we've got Paulinho, and then Nicholas Lom. Preseason fitness, the backroom staff has assessed the fitness and condition of the playing squad upon their return. The following players have reported back in top condition. Julian Baumgartlinger, that's very good. The guy that my hairstyle is modeled after as a manager. Ozkan Alanyo Dragovic, very good. And then Leon Bailey, very important. Probably going to be the most important player. And then we've got Schnelle Rabi, who we would have loved to have healthy, but he's reported back injured. What kind of injury does he have? He's got pulled knee ligaments. He's out between 6 weeks and 3 months, dude. Jesus. Okay, so that is not great by any means. He's one of the stars of our team, and that is absolutely crushing. An incredible player, but potential ability only 3. Hopefully he gets back very quickly. Leon Goretzka obviously has gone to Bayern, was one of the big transfers of the offseason. Abdou Diallo has gone to Dortmund from Mainz, and then of course Playa has gone to Borussia Mönchengladbach, coming from Nice. So it doesn't look like we're going to be making some splashes like they have, but we will go ahead and we have to respond to this. I would like to formally welcome you to let's go ahead and attend the meeting. Hi Svenja, welcome to the Werkself. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to welcome you to the club. I believe one of the first clubs in all of Europe, at least in Germany, to be owned almost fully by a company. I also want you to assure that you have the full backing of the board, and we wouldn't have hired you if we didn't feel that you were the right person to propel the club forward. Great, let's get this meeting started. I'm really looking forward to working with this club and achieving big things. I also appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet me in person. Large history. The fans really appreciate it when a newly appointed head coach is taking the time to increase their knowledge of the club. I appreciate you might already know a fair bit about Bayern's background, but I can send a detailed overview of the club's history to your inbox if you like. It's okay. I am familiar with the club's history, so that's fine. As was mentioned in your welcome message, the club has some specific philosophies which will be judged during your time at the club, which are as follows: sign young players from the for the first team, develop players using the club's youth system. So we will be doing that, but we're going to be focusing more on making a top finish in the league, obviously, because we are going to be doing this just for a season. Would you like to arrange a meeting to suggest changes to these philosophies for the boards to consider approving? Yeah, you know what? I would like to meet with the board. It's traditional to hold a press conference. Would you like us to set one up for you in the next day or so? Yep, that's fine. That's wonderful. Thanks for answering my questions. I'm now going to hand the meeting over to your assistant coach, who's got a few things to talk to you about. On a final note, the club has many responsibilities which can either be handled by yourself or by other members. Feel free to adjust the staff responsibilities within the club as you see fit. I hope to have a long, successful career. Okay, thanks again for don't worry about setting the meeting with Nico Schneck. I'll speak with my staff when I need to. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that. That concludes the meeting. You know where to find us if you want to talk about anything. Dude, calmly. Okay, thanks again for the introduction to the club. Don't worry about setting up a meeting. Very, 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 very cool. Okay, so next unread, introduction to summary advice. As requested, I've completed my introductory report on the squad for your assistance. See below for a summary of my advice. You are, of course, okay, Nico Schneck, my assistant coach, one of my guy. You are, of course, free to advise on how often you wish to receive these reports, as well as the content provided within them. Okay, so coaching staff advice settings. Skip. Hold on. So we're going to manage friendly matches. Coaching staff can do that. Handle press conferences. I will do that. Handle tunnel interviews. I will do that. Recruit staff, coaching staff can do that. And then also decide if all other staff should be given new contracts. I will do that as well. So go ahead and finish that. So our staff is as follows. That looks great. We've got our medical staff, we've got our recruitment members, and then also our 7 coaching staffs there. And then we move on to season expectations. The expectations of the board has become for the coming season are as follows. If you think the team can achieve greater things across all competitions, then the board is willing to back you by increasing both payroll and transfer budgets to accommodate your aspirations. You will be allowed to retain the vast majority of any transfer income to supplement this budget. So we've got a transfer budget of 14 million, new payroll budget of 88 million, Euro Cup. So I think we can qualify for Euro Cup. So there's that. German Cup, I think we can reach, let's aim for reaching the semifinal, and then the Euro Cup. Sorry, German Cup, reach semifinal, reach quarterfinal. I think we'll stick with that. You know, we don't want to get too confident, but we want to have confidence. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to confirm that. You have informed the board of what you think is achievable this coming season. As a result, your transfer budget this season has been set, and that's very generous. I accepted the job knowing what that particular number was going to be, so that is fine. Training induction, we've got the 4-1-4-1. The time you spend on training on the ground, players provide for long-term success. I think now would be a good time to go through the ins and outs of training. So let's definitely do that. And again, this is super valuable for guys that are new to Football Manager like myself. Whether you want to prepare your team for the next match or develop your players to their full potential, training is key to get the most out of your squad. Your primary tactic defines the tactical identity of the club. Your other tactics will also be worked on in training for the purpose of gaining familiarity, but to a lesser degree. So we've got superb training facilities, great to know, and then a coaching team of 7 coaching staff. So we'll take the induction right now. Your primary tactic defines the tactical identity of the club and will help determine the type of training to plan. You are also able to select up to 2 other tactics that will be trained for the purpose of gaining tactical familiarity. Okay, very cool. By default, players will take part in the unit that best suits their position, but you're free to move players between units. This can be useful if you want to retain a player's position. So defensive unit, that all looks like it makes sense. Obviously, we've got our defensive midfielders, we've got our wingbacks. Up here, we've got our striker, strikers Thielen, Poyamplo, the young Finn, and then we've also got obviously the likes of Karim Schnell-Arabi who are injured, Julian Brandt, very great little youngster right there, and then just a nice little combination of young and old, to be honest with you. So I am liking how everything is looking there. Meeting, that's fine, and then here we go. Individual, to keep track of player performance in each training, players assigned a training rating between 1 and 10. So this is the all-important part where we're going to meet the team. This is your first team squad. You'll get to know them better as you spend more time in the job, but for now, we'll focus on giving you a better understanding of the role you have taken on. Okay, so next, the team selections are naturally going to be a key part of your job. To help you plan, you can pencil in players to any position at any time. Your final team will only ever be picked before the match itself. That covers the basics. I recommend that you familiarize with the players, particularly their individual profiles, to help you build a fuller picture of your squads. We've got ability. Do we have any 5-star ability players? We've got Julian Brandt, of course. He's already reached 4-star at the ripe young age of 22. He's going to be one of the most important players for us, no question about it. 4.5-star potential, and then is already at 4 stars. And then we've got Jonathan Tah, another youngster, 22, 3.5 stars with 4.5-star potential. So he's going to be very, very important for us. Nico Schnick has recommended the following starting team. The following is my team selection based on today's assessment of these players. I would recommend asking again just before we play KAS Eupen, so that I have a chance to reassess the players on match day. So we got Lars Bender as our right attacking mid. We've got Havertz as our left mid. We've got Aranguiz, the Chilean, obviously as our CDM. We got Vendel, Dragovic, Jonathan Tah, Wieser. There's no question about it. That's how I want that to be there. We got Kevin Volland. I think we're going to want to, you know what? I think we're going to want to put Kevin Volland up top. He's better suited as a pressing forward. So we're going to have him up there. What's his finishing? His finishing is 14. That's way too good to just be kind of chilling there. So we're going to have Volland up there. Leon Bailey's going to be over there. And then do we have any wingers? Who would work in nicely there? Leon Bailey. All right, where's Julian Brandt? Why? Can someone please explain to me why Julian Brandt was all the way there? That makes no sense. He's perfect for our position here. Okay, so we got Bailey, we got Bolland, we got Julian Brandt. So that is what we're going to go with as of right now. We've got Lars Bender, we've got Havertz. How good is Havertz there? So he's better as an advanced playmaker. Do we want Regista? We got Aranguiz. He's better. He's a box-to-box midfielder, so obviously we want him there. And then Lars Bender is best suited in the role, so defensive midfielder as well. So I think we're pretty happy with that as of right now. He's on vacation? Yo, Julian Brandt, what are you doing, dude? Get the hell back to the training facility, man. Are you crazy? So I'm going to introduce myself to the squad. Of course, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be passionate about that. They all love it. Of course they love it. How would they not? Dude, they just picture what they're looking at, all right? Picture what they're looking at, the picture of the player that I have in game that they're looking at right now. I'm very positive about our chances, and I think we can go and win the title this season. I'm very positive about our chances. I think we can qualify for Champions Cup. I think we can finish in the top half. You know what? Let's go ahead and I'm very positive about our chances. I think we can qualify for a Euro Cup this season. You know what? Let's go with that. I think taking your collective responsibility that I might have been too ambitious. No, dude. I'm overplayed. As there may appears to be, then I'm happy to set the bar lower. And then, okay, now they're happy again. All right, dude. It's amazing, dude. It's amazing how quickly, like, the little things that it takes for people to change their mind, bro. Dude, the entire squad might be revamped based on that opinion. Guys, come on, dude. Give me a chance, bro. I'm young. I'm cute. You know what I mean? That's exactly the sort of overreaction I was after. I'm really pleased with those of you who do agree with me. That's the sort of overreaction I was hoping for, although I respect those of you who don't agree with me. We're going to do that very calm. And then we're going to exit on a negative. So now they've gone from... I mean, are they all red? Did they not? They didn't like that, huh? Okay. I prepared a report on the current first team squad to help identify your strengths as well as any areas of weakness that you may wish to address. I can take you through the report now if you'd like. So we've got a lot of positives, which is really great. The goalkeeper and the team are generally strong at kicking the ball over long distances. Leon Bailey is one of 6 good options on the right. One of 6 good options on the right wing. Are you kidding me? This isn't the best squad in terms of dribbling. This isn't the best squad in terms of crossing. Lack quality of depth at left back with just 14 mil in the transfer budget. There isn't much room to maneuver on that front. There is not a great deal of quality depth outside of the first team amongst players currently at the club. Okay, so maybe that's something we address. We'll take the team induction there right now. So those are definitely things that we will take into consideration. A press conference has been called at Bayer Arena to officially introduce you to the media as the new head coach of Bayern 04. I think failing to attend your first press conference in charge would really upset the press. So you know what? We will go ahead and we will accept the press conference. So this is very cool. We got the seats and everything. Guys, Wendell, what are your initial thoughts on taking the Bayer 4? I'm very excited. This is a great club and I can't wait to get stuck in. Heck yeah, dude. Many people think that Bayern's payroll budget is simply too small for you to bring in high-quality players needed to improve the team. Are you going to approach your president, Rudi Voller, and ask him to increase the payroll? I'm going to go calm. I don't want to discuss. The budget has been set at its current level for good reasons, and I don't think it would be helpful to demand more right now. Great. Do you feel that your ambitions for the club are matched by the chairman? And then we're going to stay very, very calm. What's the chairman I talk about is private and remain. Yes, I do. Yes, our discussions are often creative and there are a lot of good ideas floated around. Yes. Okay. So very cool. Do you feel the expectation asked of the season have been fair and realistic? I'm not, if the club is to really progress towards the higher reaches of the game, everybody has to be ambitious. We're going to go ahead and we're going to say that passionately. What attracted you to Bayer? This is a huge club that would appeal to anyone. They are built for success. Heck yeah. Did you have any reservations about taking the job? None whatsoever. I came fully prepared, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say that assertively. Have you made any decisions regarding your coaching staff? It's something I intend to review, and we'll be making changes where necessary. Going to say that very, very calmly. To achieve your targets. One of the reasons I was so keen to come here because of the quality of the playing squad. We don't have a whole lot of depth, but we do have very good starting players. Have you met with the players yet? And if so, what is the mood in the camp? Only very briefly. I can't comment properly in the mood of the locker room. I'll be sure to find out. But everyone's keen to impress, and that makes for an encouraging environment. Everyone's very upbeat. Let's just go ahead and say everyone's very upbeat, even though that they're a little upset at me because I was a little bit too ambitious with our club goals. What role can the supporters play in moving forward in the club? The fans will be a huge part, obviously. How far can you take this club? We're going to aim high. If you're not intent on being the absolute best, agreed. Lars Bender remain your captain. Yes, of course he is our captain. And that concludes the media portion of the event. I'm delighted to report that you have a good backing from the squad right now, as they all feel that they get along well with you. Dude, I absolutely love to hear that, and I think that is where we are going to end it. If you guys have any tips for me, if you guys have any hints or suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. Again, guys, there will be a link for Football Manager if you guys do want to play it alongside me. Maybe do one season with Leverkusen as well alongside me. But I'm very, very happy to know the players are blending well together. Match cohesion is average. Okay, so we're going to want to get that up. Locker room atmosphere is good, and leadership support is good as well. So in the next epi, we'll be playing our first friendly, obviously. Excited by 04 prospects. Took the media. I'm very excited. Of course, dude. Of course, we are excited about everything. But like I said, that is going to do it for episode number 1 of a 7-part series of the Bayer Leverkusen. Not exactly a rebuild, but the one-season wonders. Possibly. Let's see how far we can take this Bayer Leverkusen side in one season of Football Manager 19. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. I will see you guys for another upload tomorrow. Till next time, boys. Tschüss. Later. Ade.